to my channel. As you can see, this is day 3 part 2. I decided to do a voiceover for this one because I thought it would be better to speed this all up, because this was actually 30 minutes of filming and then it cut off because I was chatting with a client and wanted to show her something. So anyway, this is just taking you through me creating some of my resin signs. So we are filling in the blessed sign. If you watched yesterday's video, you'll know that I need to top this up. So I'm putting in 50 of the hardener and then I'll put in 100 of the resin. So that is because I have a 2-to-1 ratio on this one. As you can see, I am getting quite low. I'm hoping my order arrives soon. So you want to make sure that you weigh these rather than doing mils, because the weight is what it goes on. So if you have 100 grams of hardener, you want 200 grams of the resin. So here we are putting the resin in. Generally I put it into 2 separate cups, but today I'm just putting it in the one. Not sure why I decided to do that. So then whenever you're stirring it up, that's me just talking about the weights. It's a 6 kilo set, so you get 2 kilos of the hardener and 4 kilos of the resin. So now we're just stirring it up. It does look like I'm stirring really fast. Actually, it's not that fast. So you want to make sure that you stir this, and yep, that's me now just realizing I haven't put my respirator on. You always want to make sure you have one of those because resin is toxic while it is curing. So we are stirring up. I think I did speed up a wee bit too much here, and you will see once the time goes on that the bubbles did end up being a lot more than you would really want. It does take a couple of minutes once you have stirred everything up. You want to make sure that you're scraping round the sides and down the bottom, because sometimes the hardener or the resin gets stuck there. You want to make sure it is thoroughly mixed. You will see it going from sort of a cloudy look, and you'll see sort of streaks through it. Once all of that is gone, and your resin is clear, yes, you will probably have air bubbles, but as long as it is see-through, you will know that your resin is fully stirred. I do recommend stirring for a good couple of minutes before you actually stop. So this is me just talking about how it is very full of bubbles. So we're going to move on and leave that one sitting for a couple of minutes. We're going to move on and create the colors for my belief that I'm going to create. So this customer's asked for red and green with lights in it. So we're going to do the first pour. So I do believe I made 300 for this one. So we're putting in 100 of the hardener and 200 of the resin. Again, stirring that up thoroughly. Once that's stirred up thoroughly, we're going to mix together the different colors and add in the glitters. It's, for me, I like to just play around and choose what I want as I go on. Every person's order is different. So if you ask me for red and green, what your red and green looks like won't be what the red and green that the next person who comes along is going to look like. I like to make sure all my orders are original. They're one of a kind. So if you saw yesterday's, you will see I had a home I demolded, and we had a live, laugh, love order. That person had ordered black glitter. Black glitter, I will add in different colored glitters to it just to give it. I'll put in a black mica powder so that the background is black, and then add in different glittery bits just so that it spices it up a wee bit. But I will add in different glitters every time. Sometimes there will be more glitter, sometimes it'll be chunkier, but every single order that I do will be different. I just find it so important to be original. I don't know why that is. It's the same whenever I'm doing nails in the salon. If somebody asks me for something, whenever I post the pictures of it, whenever the next person sees that and says I want this, I'll always put a wee twist on it so that nothing is identical. If you come in with a picture of something that you want recreated, I will say, well, let's do something similar. I won't ever do something as an exact match. I like to be an original artist. Yeah, that is a joke. So as I said before, you want to make sure you are stirring this thoroughly before you stop, and then give it a couple of minutes. I think, oh yes, we're going to now pour this into the blessed sign just to fill it up. So there isn't very much space left in the top of this. I'll be demolding that tomorrow whenever I go over to the salon. This should actually have been a day of filming for me. Unfortunately, if you watched yesterday's video, you will already know this, but my mum and dad's wee dog had to be put to sleep this morning, so I just wanted to be with them. So it's been a sad day. I ended up with lots of tears and a really horrendous headache, so I stayed at home today. I didn't go over to the salon. So tomorrow is Saturday and I'm going to go over then. I think I'll continue to do what I have done here and film what I'm doing. So as you can see, I thought I needed a certain amount and I didn't, so we have extra. This is just me getting rid of any air bubbles that have come to the surface. This is very important to do, otherwise they will cure into it and they will have holes in your resin order, and you don't want that. It ends up you have a lot of buffing and sanding down to do at the end, and that's the last thing you want. I do have a couple of different ways that I get rid of bubbles, but this one is the easiest for these molds. So here we are adding in green and red glitters. So I think this was for the red side that I wanted to do. I don't really know where my head was going with this here. I was just kind of adding in a load of the different glitters. As you can see, that's a pot full of its pieces of shell, which I really like that as a glitter because although it is dyed, so I suppose it's not as good, but it's better than metal bits of glitter. I think it's probably something I should look into. The whole recycling thing. So we're going to add in some mica powder. This is brown red, it is called. Love these mica powders. I will link down below where I purchased these from. The glitters that you're seeing, some of them are from the pawn shop, others are from online, so I will link that down below as well if I can find where I purchased them online. I will also link down below where I purchased the resin that you're seeing here. I did for a long time there, I was using the Epideco, but I find this one here is half the price and it's as good. Anything I've made with it is strong, durable, and it actually cures that wee bit quicker as well, so I really like that too. As you can see, I'm fighting with the glitters here. So this is the red one, as I thought. So we are just mixing in. I'm not sure why I was adding the green glitters in. I think I just wanted to make it a wee bit more festive looking. So getting all of that stirred up and ready to pour in, but I need to then move on. Once I've done this part, we need to create our green. Here we go. So choosing the greens, if you want, I will do a video on my different micro powders, and we can share what different colors there are. Let me know in the comment section if that's something you'd like to see, a video talking about the mica powders and just seeing what they look like. These are also good for doing nails and stuff as well, if that's something that you're interested in. Glitters and mica powders, all of these are transferable between the two things, which is really good. So we're just mixing in green and gold glitters into this side. So once I've got this thoroughly mixed up, just adding a wee bit more mica powder in there. The mica powder gives it the colour, and the glitters obviously add the glitter. So I decided for this one what I'm going to do is start with the red on the B side and the green on the... Watch me play about with this here and not know how to hold this. Seriously, just take the fork out. That's it. So we're pouring in the red from one side and the green in from the other. I actually didn't realize how hard it was going to be to do it this way. But it was fun. So then I'm just sort of blending in those two at the very middle part there so that it sort of joins, merges, I don't know. Think of a word and make it sound like it's something. So we've done that, and obviously I have a ridiculous amount more. This is the problem. I have no idea about how much my molds take. I really need to work that out so that I know what I need to put together, so how much I need to weigh out, because I always end up with leftovers. You can see there is a lot of clear sitting there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to create some more teddy bears. These are a great seller, they're brilliant. I will pop a picture in here of my niece's order for, not her order, this is what I made her for part of her birthday present. This is going to go in her baby's nursery. It's so adorable. I also have a family, but I thought the love would be better for her. So we've done a red and a green bear. So these will be really nice to go along with sort of Christmas decorations and things like that. I just needed to top this one up a wee bit, so, and then you want to mix that up. I honestly can't remember what oh yes, I was going to say I can't remember what else I made that used up the rest of that resin, but I ended up making a couple of very, very random coasters. I'm actually making these up as ring trays, things like that. I see a lot of people using these to set their rings on their dressing table. Also see people making having them for taking pictures of nails. Obviously something like this here isn't ideal because it would take away from the nails that you're doing, but even using as a palette for mixing gels and colors and things like that, they're always handy as well. The resin is hard, it's durable, so yeah, it's a handy idea. So yeah, so anyway, that is the height of all of this. I'm about to get interrupted once I start doing, once I finish this one here, I get interrupted because one of my clients has come to pick up an order. I don't really know where I was going with this one. It's a bit ridiculous looking, so I ended up just mixing it all up together. I have no idea how it's turned out. But yeah, so tomorrow I don't think I have, oh yes, I have the blessed sign that I can take out of the mold. You'll see me adding the lights and having horrendous problems adding the lights to the sleeve. And then I have 2 family orders to do, and a couple of other things. So yeah, that's it for today. I will see you guys next time. Okay, so I had a client call to pay for a couple of orders and stuff, so I was interrupted and haven't actually done an awful lot since she left. I have a few things curing now that I had been doing, so I'm going to head on home. I've lots to do in the morning. Then I took some pictures, so I can update the website whenever I get home anyway and add those things on. But apart from that, there's not a lot more I can do because the table is now sitting covered in things that need to cure. They need to sort of thicken up for a couple of hours before they can be moved to another table. So I'm gonna head home. I will be back in the morning. So I think I'm gonna end this Vlogmas video for today. So from me and my very sad unlit Christmas tree, I am gonna say good night and I will see you tomorrow. Mwah, good night.